and I'm going to show you how to make what we're calling wagon wheel shooters. And these are the two devices that you see, these props on the left and right pillars. If you have such an arrangement in your home and you have a Christmas show, you might want to look at this because it's really easy to make. And so I decided to put these things together. If I miss something or you want to know a little bit more detail about how these are made, and they're very easy to make, please let me know by emailing me. I'd be happy to share all this with you. Okay, let's see. First thing you do is you start with a wheel. And there you have it. This particular wheel comes from Tractor Supply store in Texas. And it's nothing more than a wagon wheel made out of light wood. And I've stained it and sealed it appropriately to have it so that, you know, it stands up well in the weather. The outer circumference is almost 3 feet, 35 inches. It has 12 spokes, and each of these are 13 inches long. They are round, and then the inner hub, which has a hole in the middle of it, is 6.5 inches long. So if you look at it on paper, it looks like this. It has some metal poles and some Pixnode netting that you're going to put these little bullet node lights through, and then the wheel itself. On the wheel part, you can see that it has, you can put bullet nodes, especially if you're a purist, or like I did. I just put some strip, some LED light strip all the way around it. And it's really easy to make or to model this in LOR software, light and random software. First you have the spokes, okay, and then you have the wheel itself, and then you have the posts. Here's a look at it on the workbench inside the house. It's supposed to be a house, but it's half of it is really like a workshop, so there it is on the table. The poles are 10 feet long. And there you can see the Pixnode netting strapped with the regular zippies to the poles left and right, and it's bolted onto the wheel. So that's a good way to strap everything together and have it last throughout the season. The wheel itself, as you can see, I've outfitted with 3030 from Holiday Coral, and I highly recommend that particular strip for this application. And you can see that the two poles are bolted to the wheel on the top and the bottom. There's a look at the strip itself, and nothing more than zip tie. Make sure not to put the zip ties on the lights themselves, on the LEDs, because obviously then you would block the light coming off of them. There's another look at it. Real easy to do and fast, and that's why I chose the strip as opposed to, you know, hot gluing the bullet nodes onto round surfaces. But either way, there's trade-off involved, and I thought the trade-off was acceptable. In the center, there's a little light bulb, or excuse me, light globe, and these are easily obtainable in any store. I think they're made by General Electric, not sure, but I figured that would look nice in the center, already made. I like to make these things like a combination of various elements in my particular show. So there you can see the two bolts going through the conduit, and again, that's nothing more than metal conduit that you can get at the Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, anywhere like that, and drill a hole in there and put some bolts, and you know, away you go. You're in business. There's another look at the bolts coming out the other side. Looks like mine are a little long. You can you can use whatever length it takes to secure that wheel so that it looks like this. So you got the wheel and the lights on the spokes, and you have the Pixnode netting, which is real easy to put the lights to. You just follow a pattern up down one side. Looks like this. So starting from the bottom left, up and then down, and then up and then down again. however long it takes to do this. And there are, in this particular one, there's 120 of them. But you can change it any which way you want. My section is 6 feet tall because I got some rather large posts out there. And you just zippy tie the fixed node netting right to the poles, and away you go. You're in business, and it's a little curved, but you don't see that when you're looking from a distance of 15 or 20 feet away. You won't see any curvature, and even if you do, it looks pretty nice. And it just plugs into the bottom, and you can see I've left some space to put the poles into the ground. Dug a couple of holes and put them in there. Here's a look at the effect. This is the LOR software that I chose for most of the sequences, and that's why I call them a shooter, because the light literally shoots up and down. You can see I've checked highlight and show 3D. And finally, this is how it looks when it's outside. So you have a nice wheel going around, and you've got light shooting up and down. You can do it from the top to the bottom, or the bottom of the top, or from the center to each end, as shown here. And there are so many possibilities. It looks great. It's probably the brightest element or prop in our display this past year, and folks have commented on it extensively because it just looks so nice. Again, the wagon wheel shooters, they look good against poles that you might, or posts that you might have, and there you can see R2. They're very, very high, so these are high too. When you see the light shooting out the spokes there, you can do a circular motion. You can do from the center to the edge very easily by choosing the appropriate. There's a little shooting action there by choosing the appropriate effect. That's really all I want to show. It's so easy to make and put together, and I hope you like it.